In the wild, an attack does not always guarantee control for the hunter. As distance collapses, the attack intensifies, and reactions must match it within seconds. Each confrontation becomes a direct exchange of pressure, where an attack can be met with an immediate counter. There is no certainty, only continuous adjustment under tension. In these brief attacking moments, the entire outcome can shift without warning. In the open environment, elephants survive through collective reactions and the ability to protect their herd structure. Upon detecting danger, they quickly tighten their formation and bring their young to the center. Adult elephants always keep their tusks pointed toward the threat and constantly adjust their positions. When the formation is not broken, there is virtually no space for attack. From a distance, lions begin moving in an arc to find an opportunity to approach. They don't charge immediately, but wait for the right moment to separate the young from the herd. When a lion attempts to get close, the mother elephant immediately turns and actively moves forward. Pressure increases rapidly as the distance narrows, but no obvious weakness is created. In the moment of confrontation, the mother elephant lowers her head and pushes straight towards the lion. The strong thrust forces the lion to dodge and retreat from the danger zone. The elephant herd formation remains intact, and no individuals are separated. The results showed that the lions were unable to implement their hunting strategy. At that moment, the outcome was decided by the defensive structure and synchronized reaction of the entire pride. Without any gaps, any attempt at attack was neutralized, and in nature, the stability of the formation can thwart an entire hunting strategy. In open grasslands, buffalo survive through herd structure and collective defense. They maintain distance, constantly observe, and quickly regroup when danger arises. Their curved horns allow them to control the approach from the front. When the herd maintains formation, the risk is significantly reduced. A lion maintains a low position and observes from a short distance, waiting for the opportune moment to approach. It accelerates quickly and closes in on its target, forcing the buffalo herd to adjust its formation. Pressure builds from multiple directions as individual buffaloes begin to huddle together, narrowing the space around the predator. When the lion loses its safe position and is forced to climb a tree, control of the space shifts dramatically. The moment it falls to the ground, it no longer has the distance to adjust. The buffalo herd reacts in a chain reaction, continuously closing in and using their horns to create uninterrupted pressure. The lion has no time to counterattack and switches to passive defense. At that point, the outcome wasn't determined by a single butt, but by sustained pressure from the entire pack. When the defensive structure was activated, every individual joined in and maintained the rhythm of the attack. The advantage shifted as soon as the distance was eliminated, and the outcome was determined by coordination, not the strength of a single individual. On the dry grasslands, wildebeest survive by their quick reflexes and ability to maintain balance while constantly moving. They often keep their distance and adjust their direction to avoid direct pressure. Their curved horns help control the space in front of them when necessary. Maintaining their pace significantly reduces the risk of being subdued. Lions approach from behind and choose the moment when the target separates from the herd. They accelerate quickly and gain control of the neck area, creating an initial advantage. Pressure is maintained as the prey slows down and loses its steady direction of movement. Just when the situation seems under control, the wildebeest suddenly springs up and changes its state in a very short time. The continuous movement causes the lion to lose its grip and fail to maintain its initial position. The moment of escape happens quickly as distance is re-established. At that very moment, the outcome changes from a small deviation in control. When the hold is not maintained, the advantage is lost immediately. And when the prey regains its rhythm of movement, the chances of escape increase significantly. In environments with concealed terrain, leopards survive through stealth and precise timing. They observe from a safe distance and maintain a low profile before approaching. Patience allows them to wait until their prey is off guard. When the opportune moment arrives, the distance is quickly reduced. While the two gazelles are clashing, their observational rhythm is disrupted, and the surrounding space is no longer under control. The leopard approaches from the outside and accelerates at the right moment, quickly closing in on its target. The gazelle is caught off guard and loses its bearings for a brief moment. Pressure builds as the distance is eliminated. Immediately afterward, the gazelle turns and reacts in a very short time. Its horns are thrust forward, creating a direct thrust that causes the leopard to lose control and release its grip. The result shows that despite the precise approach, the leopard cannot hold its prey. The failure stems from the inability to maintain control after the attack. In the bright shaded semi-desert region, the Oryx maintains its safety by maintaining a face-to-face stance and controlling its distance. It stands firm, always pointing its horns toward the threat instead of turning its back and fleeing. Its long, straight horns provide precise orientation when approaching at close range. Maintaining a face-to-face angle significantly reduces the chances of being subdued. From behind and to the sides, lions begin stalking with low, coordinated movements. When close enough, they accelerate to close in and put pressure on the target. The Oryx is momentarily held back, losing its rhythm and being cornered. Pressure increases rapidly as the distance narrows almost completely. While being subdued, the Oryx instantly shifts from defense to attack. It thrusts its horns forward, creating a direct thrust toward the approaching lion. a young lion cub loses its position and is forced to retreat under close-range pressure. A precise counterattack completely disrupts the initial attack. At that point, the outcome is no longer about the approach, but about maintaining control after closing in. When the hold is broken, the advantage is lost. And in nature, close-range experience often determines the final outcome. On the vast savanna, gazelles survive by their high speed and ability to constantly change direction. They observe their surroundings and maintain distance to avoid being cornered. Their slender but sharp horns act as defense when cornered. As long as they maintain their pace, their ability to escape remains stable. The distance begins to narrow from behind as the cheetah approaches at a slow pace. When close enough, the cheetah accelerates and quickly closes in, forcing the gazelle to stop its run. In that moment of being held back, the gazelle loses its initial advantage. However, reflexes are activated as pressure reaches its peak. The gazelle turns its head in a very short time and brings its horns forward. The direct thrust to a sensitive area causes the cheetah to lose control and relax. The precise counterattack immediately reverses the situation. The results showed that the advantage lay not in initial speed, but in reacting at the right moment. In open areas where distance determines safety, rhinos survive by reacting directly and maintaining constant spatial control against any threat, including lions. They don't wait for lions to approach, but proactively advance whenever they detect movement. Their front horns provide precise orientation and exert pressure from the lion's first approach. As long as distance is maintained, the risk of being controlled by a lion is virtually non-existent. The distance gradually narrows as the lion begins to approach from the outside. The lion's movement slows, gradually testing the limits of safety. Each time the lion gets close, the rhino immediately lunges with a direct reaction, forcing the lion to stop and retreat. The lion's approach is repeatedly interrupted before it can gain a clear advantage. When it can no longer maintain a sufficiently close position, the lion is forced to stand aside and not take further risks. The rhinoceros continued to advance, maintaining steady pressure and giving the lion no chance to adjust. There was no direct confrontation, but the rhinoceros held complete control. The outcome was decided by maintaining effective distance, not by a single attack. In each confrontation, attacking first does not guarantee success. A small mistake or a timely response from the opponent can change the situation quickly. The outcome is often decided within a short moment of interaction. These encounters show that results depend on timing, distance, and accurate decisions. In the wild, success comes from making the right choice at the right time. Lion hunts are short-lived. They begin silently and strike as soon as the distance closes. Each rapid approach turns into a high-speed, close-range assault, giving prey no time to adjust. The first moment of contact completely disrupts the prey's movement and changes the course of events in seconds. And from that very moment, the entire chain of survival unfolds. In open areas, African wild dogs maintain formation and constant observation during movement. They rely on sound and positional cues to maintain stable coordination. Speed and stamina allow them to control space for extended periods. When pressure arises at close range, their reaction is quick but depends on the individual's experience. A lion spots a target at close range and immediately shifts its stance. It advances, closing the distance in a few steps and accelerating once within range. There is no prolonged chase phase, only rapid approach and direct engagement. The situation changes in the very first moment. The young dog doesn't have time to adjust its position and loses its safe distance. The lion closes in and forces the opponent to stop. When another lion appears, the first individual leaves its position to avoid internal conflict. The pressure is not sustained for long, and the situation ends quickly. From that brief approach, the deciding factor emerges when distance is completely controlled. Lions seize the moment to gain dominance in the area. Wild dogs rely on groups, but inexperienced individuals struggle to maintain their position. When the course of events changes in the first few seconds, the outcome is also determined shortly thereafter. On the vast grasslands, zebras rely on group movement for safety. Individuals take turns observing and maintaining distance from their surroundings. Their sprinting speed allows them to react quickly to danger. But when vigilance is momentarily reduced, the safe distance is easily broken. From a hidden position, a lioness lies low and keeps her body almost motionless. She silently watches her target and waits for the right moment. When the zebra enters close range, she accelerates immediately and approaches directly. At the same time, another individual moves from the side to narrow the escape route. The zebra reacts by accelerating, but the approach from the blind spot disrupts the running rhythm. The distance is no longer maintained, and the direction of movement begins to deviate. Pressure increases rapidly as the two approaches coordinate simultaneously. The ability to maintain speed decreases significantly after the first collision. From that perspective, the decisive factor lies in the initial approach and the timing of the coordination. Lions exploit the element of surprise to disrupt the prey's rhythm. When the escape route is narrowed, pressure is maintained continuously. When the prey loses its balance in the first few seconds, the outcome is determined very quickly. From the start of their movement, cheetahs maintain distance through speed and agile direction. Their light bodies allow them to accelerate quickly over short distances to avoid pressure. They constantly observe and adjust their direction to maintain their advantage, But when their speed is no longer consistent, the distance gradually narrows. A lion begins stalking from behind, moving low and maintaining distance. It waits for the right moment, then accelerates to close in. As the distance narrows, another lion enters, increasing pressure from multiple directions. The situation quickly shifts to a direct chase. The cheetah slows down due to injury and cannot maintain its pace. The lion approaches and does not give the opponent any space. With no chance of escape, the situation ends after a short chase. The speed advantage is gone, and the outcome is clear. In this case, the decisive factor is the decline in physical fitness, breaking the survival mechanism. Lions target weaker individuals to reduce risk and control the situation. Cheetahs rely on speed, so when they lose this advantage, their ability to maintain distance is gone. When conditions change, the situation changes too. In the animal world, giraffes maintain distance thanks to their height and wide field of vision. They monitor surrounding movements and adjust their position step by step to maintain their advantage. When their heads are lowered to forage, their vision and reflexes decrease, opening up opportunities for simultaneous approaches from multiple directions. From that observational state, a group of lions begins to close the distance, moving low and maintaining a steady rhythm. They don't rush to approach directly, but split up to limit escape routes. When the target lowers its head, the distance narrows rapidly. Individuals move closer at the same time. The giraffe reacts strongly, but doesn't have time to restore the distance. Pressure from multiple directions reduces its ability to maintain a stable position. The lions maintain close proximity and don't allow any gaps to appear. The situation changes rapidly when the vulnerable state persists. From this sequence of events, the deciding factor lies in when the target is in a disadvantageous position. Lions seize the moment to control distance and maintain pressure. Giraffes rely on vision and distance, so when these factors diminish, their advantage diminishes. When opportunities arise in a short time, the outcome is determined very quickly. In a competitive environment, hyenas maintain a very clear instinct for group coordination. They maintain distance, observe, and react based on signals from the entire pack. When an individual is under pressure, others quickly adjust their positions to provide support. This ability to reorganize instantly forms the basis for the subsequent response. As the hyena pack focuses on prey and maintains formation, a lion begins to approach from behind. It moves low and closes the distance before closing in. The surprise attack forces one hyena to break away from the group. In that moment, the situation becomes tense. The hyena pack initially disperses, then quickly returns and forms the encirclement. They maintain distance and increase pressure in short bursts. The lion loses its individual advantage and does not continue to close in. The affected individual takes advantage of the opening to leave the area. From initial reaction to reorganization, the deciding factor lies in the coordination of the entire group. Hyenas don't abandon their teammates and maintain controlled pressure. Lions are forced to stop when there is no longer any safe space. When the group maintains its rhythm, the situation is shaped in their favor. On open ground, elephants maintain their defensive instincts through size and the ability to hold a stable position. Their bodies, weighing over 10,000 pounds, and their thick hides help them reduce the impact of initial approaches. They always maintain a position facing the threat and adjust their stance gradually to avoid leaving any gaps. As pressure increases, this ability to maintain position begins to be challenged from multiple directions. A group of lions moves low and spreads their approach around the target. They don't attack immediately, but constantly change positions to find a suitable vantage point. Initial approaches are not very effective. They then adjust their tactics and focus on more accessible areas. The pressure is maintained continuously for a short period. The young elephant cannot maintain distance and reacts more slowly to the approaches. The lions take advantage of the gaps to get closer and maintain control. The situation changes as the weakened position becomes apparent. After successive approaches and adjustments, the deciding factor lies in the ability to adapt to the opponent's reaction. Lions change their approach when the initial plan proves ineffective. Elephants rely on size to maintain their position, but smaller individuals are more likely to lose their advantage. When an opening appears, the course of events becomes clearly defined. In the water's edge, hippos maintain their position using their large bodies and react directly to intrusion. Their weight of over 3,000 pounds helps them maintain stability on the wet surface. They monitor movement near the water's edge and adjust their distance in short strides. When pressure appears at close range, their state quickly shifts to defensive. From that observational rhythm, a lion begins to close the distance from behind, keeping its body low and moving steadily. It doesn't rush to accelerate, but approaches step by step to maintain a controlled distance. When the right moment arises, it quickly closes in on the neck. The transition from approaching to closing in is almost instantaneous. The hippo reacts, but loses its stability when it veers off course on the slippery bank. The distance is broken, and its direction of movement is no longer maintained. The lion maintains pressure and doesn't allow any gaps to appear. The state clearly changes when the initial stability is gone. From that sequence of events, the deciding factor lies in the loss of control over direction in the opening seconds. The lion maintains pressure at the right time to retain its advantage. The hippo relies on position and distance, so when these two factors are disrupted, its advantage diminishes. Once instability sets in, the outcome is determined very quickly. In nature, the outcome doesn't depend on a single action. It's built from a precise and continuous sequence of approaches. The hyena approaches step by step, giving the opponent no chance to regroup. Space shrinks, options gradually disappear, and when there's no escape route, any reaction becomes too late. On the vast grasslands, packs of African wild dogs move together as a unified force. Each individual weighs only about 40 to 70 pounds, but they stand out for their endurance and coordination. They maintain constant communication, adjusting their direction of movement to every subtle signal. This close-knit group gives them an advantage, but also attracts attention from afar. Hyenas appear at a safe distance, observing and moving in parallel. They don't rush to approach but maintain a steady pace, waiting for the right moment. When the wild dogs slightly disperse during their movement, gaps begin to appear. A few hyenas move closer, creating pressure and forcing the pack to adjust their formation. The disruption happens quickly. The coordinated rhythm of the wild dogs becomes off, and the distance between individuals increases. The hyenas take advantage of this moment to approach further, forcing the pack to retreat for safety. The result became clear. The pack of wild dogs abandoned their position, and the hyenas gained dominance in the area. This wasn't simply a contest of speed or strength. It was a competition between organization and the ability to wait for the right moment. When a system is disrupted, even for a short time, the advantage can shift. In nature, opportunities often appear in very small gaps. In the fast-paced movement of a herd, zebras rely on speed to maintain a safe distance. They accelerate in unison, change direction flexibly, and maintain close coordination. When one slows down and separates from the group, the most crucial advantage begins to diminish. From behind, hyenas track and approach steadily, not rushing to accelerate immediately. They maintain distance, then gradually close it when the target can no longer maintain speed. One hyena approaches closer, then another joins, creating continuous pressure from multiple directions. When speed can no longer be maintained, the situation clearly changes. The zebra's movement is disrupted, and the distance to the herd cannot be restored. The hyenas maintain consistent pressure without needing to act rashly. The result is clear. The target loses control, and the hyenas gain the upper hand. In the prolonged stillness of the low grass, the honey badger moved slowly but decisively, maintaining a steady direction and actively changing its position. Its small size, combined with quick reflexes and high endurance, meant it didn't rely on running long distances. Every movement was forward, making the situation unpredictable. From the outside, the hyenas began to encircle, maintaining distance and observing its reaction. They didn't charge, but circled around, looking for the right moment. The honey badger didn't retreat, continuously advancing and adjusting its direction, creating counter-pressure. The hyena's approach slowed down as a result. When the distance could no longer be closed as planned, the hyenas stopped and gradually withdrew. The honey badger continued moving in its direction without changing its pace. The result was clear. The hyenas gave up approaching, and the honey badger maintained the initiative in the area. In the quiet expanse of the grassland, the leopard held its position near its food source. A solitary predator, weighing between 90 and 160 pounds, it was notable for its precise ambush and almost silent movements. It usually relied on surprise to control the situation, but this time, its presence was no longer concealed. The hyenas approached directly, without evasive maneuvers, applying pressure from close range. They forced the leopard to leave its original position, retreating step by step to maintain a safe distance. The leopard did not leave completely, but hid at a distance, observing and waiting for the right moment to return. When it approached again, the hyenas reacted instantly, moving from two directions and maintaining a constant distance. Attempts to regain its position were unsuccessful. The leopard could not separate itself from the hyenas to gain an advantage, always being held in a confrontational position from multiple directions. The hyena maintained a stable position around the food source, not moving away and leaving no gaps. The result became clear. The leopard relinquished control, and the hyena retained the food. This isn't a comparison of ambush ability and strength. It's the difference between a single individual and a group maintaining constant pressure. When surprise is impossible, the initial advantage loses its value. In nature, control of space determines the outcome. Within the synchronized movement of the herd, the buffalo maintain a tight and stable formation. Individuals stand close together, constantly adjusting to avoid creating gaps. Weaker individuals are kept on the inside, while the outer circle is always ready to move in the same direction. This cohesion makes any approach point difficult to pinpoint. From the outside, hyenas begin to encircle and move in a circle, searching for a weak point. They adjust their positions, waiting for an individual to break away. But no gap appears. As they get closer, the buffalo herd rotates synchronously. A few individuals move forward and maintain a stable distance. The unified movement blocks all approaches. When no individuals are separated, the plan cannot continue. The hyenas slow down, then gradually leave the area when they cannot find an exploitable point. The buffalo herd maintains its formation and continues to move. The result was clear. The hyenas failed to achieve their objective, and the buffalo maintained control. In the herd's continuous movement, wildebeest maintain a stable formation around the young. They move close together, maintaining a consistent distance and reacting in unison. The young always stay close to their mother, relying entirely on the protection of the adult. But when the distance shortens, the situation begins to change. From behind, hyenas spot the young and begin to accelerate towards them. They maintain a straight path, focusing on a target that is easily separated from the herd. When the distance becomes very close, the mother immediately turns and heads straight towards the hyenas. This sudden change completely disrupts the approach. The reaction happens in a very short time, causing the hyenas to stop and retreat. The young quickly return to their position close to their mother, and the herd closes back into its original formation. The result is clear. The hyenas give up the pursuit, and the wildebeest herd retains control. This isn't a difference in strength or numbers. It's a defensive response that occurs at the right time and without hesitation. When behavior shifts in a proactive direction, the tide can turn immediately. In nature, the instinct for protection can override any conventional calculation. In the open space of the grassland, a mature male lion, over 400 pounds, held a steady position. Its quick reflexes and strong jaws gave it immediate control. It didn't move, didn't panic, maintaining its central position of control. This stability allowed the encirclement to begin. Hyenas appeared and moved in a circle, each individual maintaining distance and then adjusting. They exerted psychological pressure but didn't act in unison, lacking absolute synchronicity. One individual approached too close, narrowing the safe distance. As soon as a gap opened, the lion reacted swiftly, delivering a single decisive response. The impact occurred in an instant, enough to disrupt the pack's rhythm. The hyenas paused, their distances shifted, and their confidence visibly diminished. Despite their numbers, individual hesitation began to outweigh the collective advantage. The outcome became clear. The lions held their position, and the hyenas gradually retreated out of range. This wasn't a 30 against 1 in the conventional sense. It was multiple individuals facing immense psychological pressure and reacting precisely. When one misstep occurs, the entire system becomes unstable. In nature, timing can be more important than numbers. In the vast ocean, danger doesn't always begin with swift movement. It develops from how a species observes, maintains distance, and gradually tightens its grip on the surrounding space. Killer whales don't rush to attack. They build continuous pressure until their opponent is forced to react. And when the moment arrives, the attack is swift and decisive, the outcome already predetermined. Under the cold, stable surface, orca whales move in tight, purposeful formations. An adult can be 20 to 26 feet long, reaching speeds of over 30 miles per hour, but they rarely use the full potential right away. Instead, they observe, maintain distance, and constantly adjust their position within the group. Every movement is tied to a specific role, from leading to supporting. There is no random action, only repeated coordination. The orca's hunting method doesn't rely on a single approach. They control the space, limit choices, and force a reaction from their target. And when the opportunity arises, everything is already prepared. On a narrow stretch of sand, the sea lion chooses a high vantage point and maintains a distance from the water's edge. It relies on quick reflexes to slide into the sea when danger arises and return to shore in a short time. This up and down movement helps it maintain relative safety. However, this safe distance depends on the stability of the water ahead. Offshore, the orca builds momentum from afar and maintains a straight approach. They accelerate in precise rhythm, leaping onto the sand in a very short time. The chosen timing coincides with the sea lion's proximity to the water's edge. The distance is abruptly shortened, leaving no time to adjust. When contact occurs, the situation changes instantly. The sea lion loses its position on the shore and is pulled back into the water. The orca quickly leaves the sand and returns to its original direction. The result is clear. The advantage belongs to the side controlling the timing, even when the action takes place outside its familiar environment. In the open water, dolphins maintain constant movement at high speed and with flexible swimming direction. They change direction quickly, maintain distance, and always seek to maintain an advantage with a steady rhythm of movement. Each acceleration helps them avoid danger from behind. But all that advantage depends on uninterrupted movement. Below, killer whales maintain a position out of sight and adjust their approach according to the target's trajectory. There is no rush, only a gradual shortening of the distance with each movement. When the right moment arrives, one individual accelerates suddenly and lunges straight up from below. The impact happens quickly, completely disrupting the dolphin's stability. As soon as the rhythm of movement is broken, all reactions become slower. The dolphin cannot restore its original swimming direction, and the distance to the safe zone is no longer maintained. The killer whale continues to maintain its position, and control the surrounding space. The outcome is clear. Control belongs to the one who creates the first disruption. This confrontation isn't based on mere speed. It's about a species waiting for the right moment to alter the entire rhythm of movement. When movement is interrupted, all previous advantages lose their value. In the ocean, timing is always paramount. On an iceberg, the seal maintains its balance and constantly monitors its surroundings. It relies on quick reflexes to detect danger and is ready to jump into the water when necessary. Each time it lands, it adjusts its position to maintain stability on the slippery surface. But this very narrow space begins to limit its options. Below the surface, orca swim parallel and maintain a stable formation. They accelerate in unison, flapping their tails to create large waves against the iceberg. The waves repeat many times, making the surface even smoother and creating constant oscillation. The seal tries to maintain its balance, sliding down several times but quickly returning to its position. The pressure builds gradually with each wave. The seal's balance becomes unstable as the surface constantly changes. In one slip that it couldn't adjust in time, it couldn't return to its original position. The result is clear. The orca completely controls the situation. This is not a single approach. It's a combination of individual coordination and patience over time. When the environment changes, quick reflexes are no longer enough to maintain an advantage. In the ocean, controlling conditions always determines the outcome. In deep water, sharks move slowly and steadily, maintaining a consistent, relaxed swimming rhythm. They rely on their sense of environment and familiar trajectories to maintain control. Their direction of movement changes little, with no obvious signs of alertness. This stability creates a temporary gap. From below and out of sight, the orca approaches in a straight line, maintaining a low speed before accelerating. The chosen moment coincides with the shark's failure to change direction. The initial collision is quick and precise, completely disrupting the swimming rhythm. The orca then doesn't immediately resume, but maintains distance to observe the shark's reaction. When the rhythm cannot be restored, the situation has clearly changed. The shark loses its ability to maintain a stable direction, while the orca continues to control the distance. The outcome is clear. The advantage is entirely with the orca. The This isn't a continuous sequence of actions from the start. It's a step-by-step approach. Approach, create a disruption, then assess before proceeding. Once the initial impact is precise enough, the rest is simply about maintaining control. In the deep water, orca maintain a steady pace and wide distance to ensure safety. They rely on long trajectories and stability to avoid unnecessary collisions. Their direction of movement changes little, conserving energy over time. However, this stable pace becomes difficult to maintain as the surrounding area begins to shrink. From multiple directions, orca approach from various angles, maintaining a sufficient distance. They don't immediately press forward, but continuously adjust their position to gradually limit the available space. As the space decreases, the turning points are gradually blocked. The orca's pace begins to change according to the surrounding pressure. When there is no longer enough distance to maintain the original trajectory, the advantage gradually shifts to the opposite side. The orca can no longer maintain a stable direction, while the orca continues to control its position and approach pace. The result is clear. The side that controls the space maintains complete control of the situation. Near the cold water's edge, the penguin maintains distance and constantly observes before leaving the surface. It moves in small groups, changes direction quickly, and only enters the water when it feels safe. Once underwater, it accelerates and finds its way back to the nearest safe position. But every decision must be made in a very short amount of time. Around it, the orca swims in circles and maintains a steady distance, neither leaving nor acting hastily. They maintain constant pressure, waiting for a reaction from their target. When the penguin accelerates and approaches the area near the boat, the decisive moment arrives. A precise jump allows it to leave the water in a short time. Once the distance is established beyond its reach, the situation changes immediately. The orca does not continue to approach, but maintains its position around it. The penguin maintains its position on the new surface, avoiding danger in this situation. The result is clear. Reacting at the right time helps the target stay safe temporarily. Not every hunt begins with action. Often it starts from a distance, when danger is near but not yet recognized. In nature, lions are usually the controllable predators, their strength, experience, and coordination giving them the upper hand in most confrontations. From calm waters and open grasslands to confined spaces, each encounter adapts to the circumstances. On the vast grasslands, lions move almost silently. Their massive 420-pound bodies don't slow them down, but rather provide the foundation for short, precise bursts of speed. Every movement is kept to a minimum, enough to approach undetected. The lion's power lies not in maintaining speed, but in its ability to concentrate all its energy into a single moment. It can reach nearly 35 miles per hour, but only for a few short seconds. This forces every action to be calculated in advance, from distance and approach direction to the timing of the decision. In nature, there is no room for waste. Lions don't hunt with haste, but with patience and control. When the right moment arrives, all their power is unleashed in silence, quick, concise, and decisive. Unlike other animals, the honey badger, despite its small size, almost never stops when faced with danger. Its reaction is always direct, not evasive when confronted with danger. Its small body belies its fearless instinct. It doesn't try to run, but maintains its position and reacts. When the lion spots its prey, it lowers its body, gradually closing the distance with the precision of a seasoned predator. But at that crucial moment, the honey badger is the one who takes the initiative to attack. The lion is forced to accelerate, trying to overpower its opponent, but cannot hold it back. The honey badger is not strong, but doesn't stop, forcing the lion to repeat its attempts and change its approach. Without a clear weakness, the effectiveness of the attack decreases, and the pace of approach slows down. In nature, results depend not only on brute force, but also on the ability to learn and adapt through each trial. Under the seemingly calm surface of the water, an attack can be accomplished in a single squeeze. A crocodile's jaws can generate a force exceeding 3,000 pounds per square inch, enough to shatter bone structure in a single constriction. It waits underwater, keeping its body almost motionless, leaving only a small portion above the surface. The lion approaches the water's edge to assess the distance. When the distance is short enough, the crocodile leaps from underwater and attempts to lock onto its target with a quick bite. If the situation occurs underwater, the crocodile has the advantage due to its biting force and ability to maintain position. When the situation shifts to land, the lion reacts quickly, moving nimbly and seeking to attack behind its armor to reduce risk. The situation changes with each movement. The crocodile maintains control and holds the advantage. On land, the lion overwhelms due to its reaction speed and ability to change direction. There is no fixed outcome, as each environment creates different conditions. The confrontation doesn't last long when both realize their limitations. Although previous evidence shows there is no absolute power. Crocodiles are strong in water, lions are strong on land. The difference lies not in overall strength, but in the right environment. In nature, the winner is the one who controls the right space and time. In the wild, the leopard doesn't need to flaunt its strength with a top speed of 36 to 37 miles per hour. It survives by absolute silence. Its distinctive spotted coat is perfect camouflage, blending its body into the savanna jungle. The real difference lies in its three-dimensional ability to climb trees in seconds, pulling prey heavier than itself up high, away from any predators. But that calm didn't last. While the leopard was resting, the lions approached from behind without making a clear signal. The distance closed rapidly, and the attack was unexpected. The leopard reacted immediately upon realizing the danger, but there wasn't enough time to create a safe distance. The pride of lions quickly narrowed the space. A female moved to block the escape route, while the male held the center and controlled the surrounding area. With the escape routes restricted, the leopard was no longer able to climb to a safe position. The confrontation ended quickly. The leopard had no chance to leave the dangerous area. The events showed that the outcome doesn't depend on maximum strength or speed. The leopard only holds an advantage when it has enough time to react and space to move. In nature, the deciding factor isn't the strike itself, but the timing of the initial detection. Cruel and intelligent, these two words perfectly describe the nature of hyenas. They hunt in packs, working in close coordination, with a bite force that can reach 1,100 pounds per square inch. This pressure is generated not only from strength, but also from numbers and a relentless approach. Their observational skills and adaptability help them maintain their advantage over time. When the distance is close enough, the hyena pack begins to encircle a lioness. They don't all charge at once, but move around the perimeter, taking turns closing in and then retreating. The sound is maintained continuously, keeping the pressure steady and reducing the lioness's concentration. The distance is narrowed step by step. The pressure gradually increases as the lioness is forced to hold her position. This state lasts until a male lion appears. Immediately, the hyena's approach ceases. They shift from applying pressure to retreating as the risk increases. Their numerical advantage is no longer sufficient to sustain the situation. The entire process demonstrates that organization and persistence can create initial dominance. However, the outcome still depends on timing and the level of risk. Hyenas maintain control by keeping the pressure in check, but retreat when conditions change. In nature, pack strength is only effective when sustained at the right time. African wild dogs survive through an extremely tight pack discipline system. They move in unison, maintain flexible distances, and do not expose fixed weaknesses. Each individual does not act alone, but blends into the rhythm of the pack, a structure always ready to change to avoid being locked onto. That stability is broken the moment a lion spots them and approaches, lowering its body in the grass. But instead of maintaining formation, the pack of wild dogs actively disperses in a controlled manner, disrupting their own concentration to reduce risk. A barrage of barks erupts, interspersed with feigned attacks, creating constant pressure and blurring the target's path. The lion advances, but cannot lock onto any individual. If there is a cub, the lioness is forced to turn to protect it, and that very moment causes her to lose the initiative. The tension slowed, the distance was maintained, and the confrontation did not escalate to a decisive blow. Ultimately, both sides retreated without loss. The wild dogs didn't truly win, but they forced the lions to retreat. This was a tactic that avoided direct confrontation, instead diverting the opponent's clear objective, because when the lion switched from attack to defense, its power diminished immediately. Hippopotamuses don't hunt, but they always make others wary. Most of the time, they lie still underwater, only their eyes and nose visible, appearing harmless. But that stillness hides explosive power. With a body weighing thousands of pounds, they lunge unexpectedly, giving their opponents no time to react. When attacking, their jaws close decisively, powerful enough to crush anything within reach. Instead of charging immediately, the lion stands at the edge of the bank, observing and moving around to create a pincer movement. The distance narrows slowly, without any sudden lunge. Every movement is aimed at waiting for the right moment. The hippopotamus remains calm, but gradually loses its space to move. When escape routes are controlled, the safe distance is no longer maintained. Pressure increases with each advance of the lion. Finally, the hippopotamus is forced to retreat and leave its original position. The events showed that the outcome didn't come from a single attack. The lion gained the advantage by controlling distance and maintaining pressure. The hippo lost its advantage when it no longer had space to defend itself. In nature, controlling position and timing determines the outcome. Through numerous encounters, one rule has become clear. Strength is not a standalone trait, but depends on the timing, location, and the reaction of each species. A lion may have the advantage in one situation, but loses it when conditions change. No species is absolutely dominant. The winner is the one that maintains the advantage longer by controlling the distance and timing correctly.